Hello, welcome to the Women Deliver Arts and Film Festival webinar. We will get started in just a couple minutes after some more folks are able to join us. Thank you for being here. Welcome, everyone. For those of you that are joining, we'll get started in just a moment. Please share in the chat, say hello and where you're joining from. All right, everyone, thank you for joining. We will go ahead and get started. Please do share in the chat where you're joining from. If you have any questions throughout the process of the webinar, please put in the chat, and we will also have some time at the end for Q&A. We are recording today's session, so this will be available. We will email it to you afterwards on recording, and you can also share with anybody you know that wasn't able to join today. So with that, hello again. Thank you for joining. My name is Gretchen Gasteyer. I am one of the co-heads for the Women Deliver 2023 conference, taking place in Kigali, Rwanda, and online July 17th through 20th, 2023. And I am really happy to be here with you all and to share more about the conference, and also to have our curator of the Arts and Film Festival, Lisa Russel, with us today to also share more about the festival. So with that, we will get started, and I will share my screen. Bear with me one moment. So a little bit about the Women Deliver conferences. Our conferences began in 2007, and they're hosted every 3 years. We're a little off and hosting on the 4th year this time around due to COVID, and we delayed. But our conferences are really a gender equality conference. It started off as a focus on maternal and child health and has evolved over the years to be a gender equality conference where we cover many, many topics, anything related to gender equality. So they are always hosted in a different location, and we are very excited that this will be the first conference that we're hosting on the African continent. As you can see, they've been hosted in various locations beforehand and have really evolved over the years. So why did we choose Kigali and Rwanda to host Women Deliver 2023, and what will that look like? Rwanda has had an excellent response to COVID-19, and it's a leader in gender equality. And we really felt it was time for the conference to be hosted on the African continent, as so many of our participants are from the continent, and also to really showcase Africa and the region and the progress that it's making towards gender equality. So as I said, the conference will take place in July from the 17th through 20th, 2023, and will also take place virtually. We expect to convene 6,000 people on site in Kigali and thousands more online and through events leading up to the conference in what we call the Global Dialogue. So who will be there? We're expecting over 2,000 organizations. 20% of our participants are adolescents and youth. So we define that as people under the age of 30. We have journalists, we have advocates, creatives, influencers, civil society, nonprofits, government officials, and UN agency representatives. So a really diverse convening. We had in 2019, during our last conference, over 160 countries represented at the conference. Our theme for the year, or for the conference this year, is Spaces, Solidarity, and Solutions. So really enabling an inclusive, co-created space at the conference and fostering solidarity, and thinking about what are the solutions to the challenges that we face in moving the needle towards gender equality. Some of the new elements for our conference, as I mentioned, it's a hybrid convening. So we have a virtual conference that people can register for, and there's content that will be streamed from Kigali, but there's also exclusive content just for the virtual audience and those participating in the virtual conference. We're hosting a global dialogue, which is the mobilization period leading up to the conference, where different events and workshops will take place. We also have a number of regional convening partners, different governments and civil society representatives that will be hosting events leading up to the conference to really mobilize and build the momentum for the conference. And then we really prioritize accessibility and inclusion throughout the planning process and also during the execution of Women Deliver. This is a snapshot of the program at a glance. So there's a number of pre-conferences, those plenary sessions, opening ceremony and plenary sessions that are those big sessions held in the auditorium with keynotes. We have a number of breakout sessions, which we call the concurrent program. And organizations also host about 200 side events throughout the course of the conference. But what we're here to talk about today is the Arts and Film Festival, which will take place over the duration of the conference. So the programming days are Tuesday through Thursday of the conference, and the festival will be taking place all day during the conference, and we'll have a dedicated space for the Arts and Film Festival. We really prioritize art and activism and understand the influence and the progress that is also delivered from artists and creatives and what they contribute to the gender equality movement. So we find different ways to include artists and creatives throughout the conference. You can see some of the photos here from our 2019 conference. You can see the film festival space we had. We had muralists, we had performing artists on the various stages throughout the conference. So we really think about what are the ways that we can bring artists who are also working in the gender equality movement to the conference to showcase their work, but also to speak about their own communities and how they're working on issues related to gender equality in their communities and around the world. So with that, I will turn it over to my colleague, Lisa Russel, who's curating the film festival, to share more about the festival.
Fantastic. So thank you so much, Gretchen and Samson. I'm really honored to be here. I have had the honor of founding and curating the Women Deliver Arts and Film Festival. It was previously called the Women Deliver Cinema Corner, as really creating a space for creatives to come in and bring their various talents to showcase and tell authentic stories, and just showcase the power of art in this big, big conference. Now, one of the things I wanted to prioritize is I'm a working filmmaker myself. And so I really tried to create a program or a festival that both tailors to creatives who are, kind of, in this policy and program space, but also do it in a way that it appeals to the people that are very busy with the various sessions, various presentations or whatnot. So the way that I've curated it over the years since 2010 is to really create it as sort of a fast-paced festival by building in also opportunities for filmmakers and representative of filmmakers to introduce films and then connect with audience members throughout the various sessions and elements of the conference. So with that said, I just wanted to quickly introduce a young poet from Tanzania named Zuhura. And I am also the founder of Create 2030. So I curate a lot of performing artists, muralists, beatboxers, dancers, poets in this space. And we had the opportunity to work with Women Deliver. I believe it was for the 1 year out event for this video. And we're going to show it just to get our juices, our creative juices going and kind of showcase a little bit of the kind of art you may see while you're at the conference.
Sorry, bear with me. All right, here we go.
My name is Zuhura Sengenge, artistically known as the African Lioness. I'm an international poet, storyteller, singer-songwriter, and creative from Tanzania, East Africa. And I'm excited to share this art piece with you, created in partnership with Create 2030. It's an easy thing to say, I want change, until change meets you. And you learn how you were never prepared. We were never prepared. When it came, we wondered what will happen to those dreams, those beautifully dreamt dreams. And as doubt slowly crept, we tried to fight the shift, but the more we tried, the more it took shape. This unstoppable force, change we had to face. And as soon as we allowed ourselves to meet its might embrace, we realized it was the very
Oh no, apologies. My computer's
very
slow.
thing we needed. We have learned today, for every growth there must be change. That to grow you need to heal. To heal you need time. To mend what you didn't know was broken, where the fractures didn't show. We needed sleep to learn, to be awake for the fight, to redream, to lead, to rise and to thrive. From being lost to being found, like an arrow's flight, from dark to light. And as we step into the sun, soaking in the shine for women and girls, together as one, we feel a flame of strength burning so bright to light 1,000 candles of hope for equal and fair rights for all, the girls and women as a whole. So join us as we march forth to the future, shaping the world into a perfect picture. Join us as we march forth to the future, painting the world into a perfect picture.
Yes, please give some love to Zuhura. I don't think she's in the audience, but I always like to say, give love and energy to the artist whenever you can. So that's an example of, and trust me, our AV is going to be much better than Zoom, but that was an example of a young poet from Tanzania and the type of content that we look to curate. We're not a festival that's purely about very academic storytelling. There's all sorts of different genres. We have documentary, we have narrative, we even have submissions of comedy now this year, and I'm super excited for the submissions that we've gotten so far, and I hope the submissions that you all are going to submit before our deadline. So yeah, if we can go back to the presentation. So what I wanted to do quickly as the curator is just sort of break down sort of not only the festival, but its history, how it's programmed, and also how you as an artist or creative, if you're in the audience, can benefit from showcasing your work in a space like the Women Deliver conference. So quickly, the festival is going to take place both online and in person during the conference. We are accepting all kinds of art this year. We have not only films, but if you have a music video, a poetry video, dance video, photography, still photography, illustrations, screenplays, and NFTs. And we're going to be including them in art displays, live performances, and screenings. Again, I am the curator. I have many, many years, I don't want to age myself, but about 20 years as a working filmmaker. And I also curate as the founder of Create 2030. So I'm constantly looking and wanting to showcase the incredible, authentic voices who care about different issues, including gender equality. Our extended deadline for the festival is April 1st. So it's enough time for you to get your submissions in, but it will come quickly. So please try to get your submissions in if your content is ready. And if not, tag the deadline. The website that will also give you more information about the film festival is wd2023.org/film-festival. And next slide. So I'm not going to go through the history of the festival. It started the second Women Deliver Film Festival, and I've had the honor to curate every festival since. It has grown. We started with a one-day festival that has turned into, as Gretchen mentioned, 3 days. We program approximately 70 to 80 films per conference, which is a lot of films, and I'm going to explain how we're able to do that. In 2016, we started introducing storytelling and poetry workshops. In 2019, we introduced 360 VR immersive storytelling, and in 2023, we are going full blast. We're introducing live performances, digital art, screenplays, NFT collections, and more. So this is going to be a really exciting time, and I'm very, very excited to see the sort of artwork that we're going to be, showcasing at the conference. Next slide. So this is the question I often get a lot, especially for you feature film filmmakers out there. We do not screen feature films in their entirety, and this is because this festival takes place during a very, very busy conference. If you have ever been to Women Deliver or any other major international conference, people are in meetings, they're going to sessions, they're moving back and forth, and it's impossible to think that we're actually going to get the attention that I think filmmakers need to sit down and watch a 90-minute film. So instead, what I do is I program the festival in 30-minute slots, which means you could still have a feature-length film, but maybe you will give a 25-minute scene select or a trailer, which I'm going to explain is also just very beneficial. You may think, well, what's 25 minutes out of 90 minutes? What's, a trailer out of a feature-length film? You can do a lot with a trailer if you work this conference, and that's going to be one of my slides later on. But basically, we program in 30-minute slots. The first 5 minutes is dedicated to the filmmakers or the representatives of the film to do a quick introduction, and also so the people in the audience can put a face to a film. The next 25 minutes are back-to-back films, and they're screened in thematic sections. And then after that 30-minute section is gone, we invite audience members who have questions to get up and leave the screening room and go meet with the filmmakers or representatives who are standing outside. This allows us to keep the film festival going pretty continuously. We oftentimes have standing room only. We have people bringing lunch, sitting on the floor, eating and watching films. We have people crying. We have people clapping. We have people standing up and giving, rounds of applause. It's a really dynamic dynamic space in the conference. And so again, I'm super excited to do this, but I do want to break down, if you have films that are longer than 25 minutes and you submit it, either give us the 25-minute or shorter scene select or a trailer that we could help screen in this festival. I would suggest that the shorter is better. If you give me a 25-minute scene select and I have, great films with the same theme, it's going to be more difficult to program your film because I may try to get in 3 or 4 films in that segment. So the shorter, the better. And again, we're going to be showcasing all sorts of films, all sorts of genres, comedy. I think we've done rom-coms, drama, social justice-based films, journalistic type films, all sorts of films. This year, we're also going to be displaying digital art, illustrations, photography, NFTs, and we are figuring out when and how those are going to be displayed, but they will be displayed in the conference on flat screens. And lastly, we are having live performances. We're going to be curating them throughout the festival and also the wider conference, but we are still figuring out exactly how we're going to program that. One exciting thing that we're going to have for this year is I'm going to have a DJ. So we're going to launch the film festival each day with some music at the beginning, maybe wrap it up, and hopefully have a couple of other events where we can enjoy music and film and art all together. So it's going to be exciting. Next slide. So I oftentimes try to, when filmmakers are accepted into the conference and the festival, I work with them to advise them how to make the best of having your film seen in this festival. If you are able to come in person, and unfortunately we do not have the funds to bring filmmakers who are accepted and artists who are accepted into the festival to Kigali, but either if you decide to come, or if you have been a recipient of a scholarship, or you're going to join us virtually, I can walk through, and I will walk through with all the filmmakers and artists how to make the most of you having a presence at this conference, which I love, because you might be a creative, but you're also intermingling with some serious change makers in the gender equality spaces. These are policy program, as Gretchen mentioned, organizations, UN agencies. They're people who are on the ground making real change in this space, and you have the opportunity to interact with them, let them know about your work, maybe develop some new, partnerships or whatnot. So my advice to you, whether you are in person or virtually, is bring postcards or promotional materials and hand them out to whoever you meet that might be interested in the theme of your film or artwork. We do reserve a table or two in the actual festival space for participating artists to bring postcards or flyers or whatever it is that you have promoting your piece of artwork. I advise artists to attend concurrent sessions related to the themes of your film or your art. You can make an announcement at the event. I have a screening tomorrow at 2:00 at the Arts and Film Festival, or just, make network and reach out to speakers and organizations who are in that concurrent session or the various other events that Women Deliver is going to be programming. There are display booths of relevant organizations or brands that you can go and speak to one-on-one. You can give them your postcards, you can introduce yourself, again, really working the conference, not just expecting that you're going to see your film seen and then all of a sudden things are going to change for me. You have to put in the work to make sure that people actually know about your artwork. And then lastly, network with different conference participants that will allow you to get new story ideas or find screening partners. We have many examples of filmmakers who have come to Women Deliver and have really, really worked the festival. And I've been personally just amazed at the outcome, aligning with these different high-level UN representatives, with these organizations, with other filmmakers. It's really, really inspiring to see. And a lot of times, some of these filmmakers aren't always working in this space that's sort of, civil society space. They're in the film industry. And so being at the space is very exciting, very, they have a lot of, background and skill sets and everything. So it's a really, really amazing place to make partnerships, creative partnerships around gender equality. So next. So just to wrap up, we do have a final deadline to submit your artwork on April 1st, 2023. We are launching a fee waiver offer that will begin this coming Monday at 10 a.m. And basically, if you are in Film Freeway, you have a film and you want to apply for the fee waiver at 10 a.m., log into your account, submit your your project to Women Deliver and use this code that is posted below. Please write this down. We'll put it in the chat room as well. Use this code and it will give you a free entry into the Women Deliver Arts and Film Festival. We are only able to offer 50 waivers, and it is on a first come, first served basis. So really get on your computer on Monday, right when this is about to launch, use that fee waiver to get the best shot at getting one of the fee waivers. It is one per person. We don't accept 10 waivers from one filmmaker, and it is our way of ensuring that people who need fee waivers can have some. You will be notified of your acceptance by April 7th through Film Freeway. And that's in order for us to get your absolute, okay and permission that you are included in our festival so that we can make the public announcement on World Arts Day, which is April 15th, 2023. Okay, so I believe I'm doing this part. So we are this year also launching the best of the festival. We have so much amazing content and artwork that we wanted to make it a little bit more festival-like. So we are including judges this year. This is our first announcement of the first 5 judges. There will be more judges announced on a rolling basis, but we're really excited to introduce them. I'm not going to read off everybody's name and title, but as you can see, they're very prominent in different areas of different advocacy, arts, film, and creative work. So we will be announcing them individually with more detail, their bios. You can get to know who they are, but we're very excited for them helping to judge finalists and then help us determine the best of fest, who will receive recognition and awards at the actual festival and conference. Okay, and I think this is the cue back to Gretchen. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Please submit.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. And we'll look at the Q&A in just a moment. I wanted to just give a little bit of information on sponsors and funders in case there are any folks joining from organizations that could potentially sponsor or fund the conference and might be interested to learn more. So many of our sponsors are actually nonprofits. 80% of our sponsors in 2019 were nonprofits and NGOs. But of course, we do have corporations and governments, private philanthropists and foundations that also help to fund the conference. We have a number of benefits, and you can see more about the benefits and the different sponsorship levels on our website. But some of the exclusive benefits for sponsoring the Arts and Film Festival are potential branding in the Arts and Film Festival trailer, which Lisa will be developing, the placement of a film or a digital art piece in the Arts and Film Festival, and then distribution of materials at the festival. As Lisa said, there's various tables and places to kind of showcase and share more about your work. So if you're interested in learning more, you can go to our website, WD2023.org, or you can contact sponsorship at womendeliver.org if you're interested in sponsoring, and we are happy to speak to you about how you can join and support the Arts and Film Festival at the conference. And with that, we will open the floor to your questions. And I will open the Q&A and see how I can share some questions, and Lisa, you can help me answer as well. So the first question is, the fee waiver time zone. What is the time zone for the 10 a.m., Lisa?
New York City, Eastern. Sorry about that. Eastern Standard. Eastern time zone, 10 a.m. on Monday. So yes, please check and see where that is in your own time zone based on 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are sharing the code at the end of the webinar. We wanted you guys to stick around, so you will get the code at the very end.
Yes, in a few moments you will see the code, so please stay until the end. Next question, also from Melissa, is what is the length of the longest film? Is it 30 minutes?
So because I program in 30-minute slots and the first 5 minutes is for introductions, the longest film length is 25 minutes.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Sorry, Gretchen. No, I just saw somebody in the chat, but go ahead.
Yes, a couple of questions on what you can submit. Can someone participate with a poem? Question from Sudi.
Yes, we accept poems. We do need them to be read or videotaped on video, as well as live performances. But if you have a video recording of either a live performance or maybe a video poetry film, we definitely accept those. Absolutely. Same thing with music submissions. We accept for the live performances. If you want to be considered for live performances, send us whatever kind of recording you have of a live show, even a phone recording of you on stage. We absolutely accept that. Same thing with poetry. Can I just go through the questions, Gretchen, as I see them, or do you want to go one by one? Okay, and somebody else has a question about illustrations. You can use Film Freeway, even though Film Freeway initially started off for filmmakers. You can upload stills, you can upload videos, you can upload, I even think PDFs. So whatever format your film or artwork is in, Film Freeway will be able to accommodate it. Yes, you can also submit audio, but I don't think Film Freeway accepts audio files. So you may have to do the audio as a video file and upload that, if that makes sense. I don't think they accept audio only. Okay, and the next one, where do we submit? We'll repost the website at the bottom, but quickly, you can get a link to the Film Freeway site by going to WD2023.org. I'm putting it actually in the chat, and that will link to our Film Freeway link. We absolutely also accept photography stories. You can upload stills in Film Freeway, and then you will have an option to give a description. So if it's an actual story, upload your photos and then upload the story that goes with it. Also make sure like all of your Film Freeway information is up to date, the synopsis of whatever it is that you're submitting, your director's bio, all of that, because I do look at all of the things that are in your profile for your event. So, okay, you don't see the URL. Yeah, so same thing, music audio is accepted, but Film Freeway will not accept a video. I'm sorry, let me repeat this so I'm clear. Film Freeway only accepts video files in addition to still photographs, for example, or JPEGs, that kind of stuff. They don't accept audio files. They don't accept MP3 or WAV files. So what you need to do is you need to make a video file out of your audio. So you can open up any sort of editing platform, upload your audio and put an image. You could put your picture and use that. You've seen on YouTube how some musicians will just have the cover of their album with the audio underneath it. You can do something like that and create the oh, I know why. Okay, let me repost this. So yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Please, I will leave, or we have an email that you can write to us if you have additional questions. I'm reposting the link to the website. I posted it in the wrong category. So yes, that's it. So somebody has a question about jewelry. I could find a way to showcase jewelry if you were to bring it yourself to Women Deliver. But if it's something that we need to figure out how to ship, it's likely not going to make it into the festival. I'll be honest. What you could do is you could do a really cool, creative video around your jewelry and submit that. Maybe tell a story on top of it, tell the backstory, do a creative, showcase of the jewelry with some music, open to that, but something that is related to gender equality that is clear in your artwork. We love beautiful art, but we also need to ensure that it aligns with the mission of the conference. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to see the next messages. Okay.
I think Alyssa had a question on the sponsorship levels. I can share more. We can email this information to you all after the webinar on the different levels, but they range from under $5,000 to above $300,000. So there's quite a range, and we can share the levels and the packages.
Exactly. Okay, is women in hip hop documentary film a possibility? Absolutely. Hi, Ruby. Yes, absolutely. We accept, there's a lot of gender inequality happening in the hip hop space. So absolutely promoting women in hip hop. Absolutely submit something. Any requirements on how recent the film production should be? No. For this festival, there is no premiere status. There is no deadline for when the film was produced. If you've already had your work seen in a previous Women Deliver, I won't program it again. But if you have a film from the early 20s, 2019, absolutely submit it. We definitely do not have a premiere status or a deadline of when the production needed to take place. Okay, so we will again end. Actually, this last slide has all the links if you need to reach us for more additional questions. And also, we are having a flash sale, 50% off of submission fees through March 15th. Now that code is available right now. So if you were to get off the webinar and go to Film Freeway and wanted to submit, you can use this code to get 50% off the submission fees. The fee waiver will not launch until Monday. And that is for, you don't pay anything to submit. So we will allow 50 submissions with no payment on Monday at 10 a.m. New York City. And as soon as the 50th one is taken, the code no longer works.
So I'll just, two more questions, Lisa. Do we accept screenplays and do we accept illustrations?
We accept screenplays. There is a screenplay category. If you've used Film Freeway in the past as a screenwriter, there is an option for you to click and then you upload your PDF. So we definitely accept screenplays, and we also include illustrations similar to photography and the NFTs. You need to upload, I believe it's JPEGs or PNGs into Film Freeway, and then we will look at it as a digital artwork or photography. These are great questions. Thanks, everyone.
And Samson shared the sponsorship opportunities. Now, these are general sponsorship opportunities for the conference. We can share more about some of the specific sponsorship opportunities regarding the festival. So please do reach out to us and we can share more about those specific benefits of supporting the festival.
Great. So questions about how many hours of film programming, we are still working out exactly what those are, but as Gretchen mentioned, the film festival will run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We do not want to overlap with the closing session or anything, that's significant, but we will let you know how many hours of programming. Do you know offhand, Gretchen, that answer? I don't know it offhand.
I'm not sure. We're looking at 9 to 5, so like 8-ish hours on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then from 9 to 1 or 1:30 on Thursday. So 2 full days and a half day.
Okay, and if we submitted our film a while back and we want to add new information, yes, you can definitely do so. Maybe just ping me and tell me the name of your film and what it is that you're updating, so I actually see what you've done. I have watched the majority of the film submissions so far. I have watched, so we haven't programmed anything yet. We're waiting till all the submissions have been submitted, and then I'll go through and we will do the final final review of which films we're going to accept as finalists. Yes, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard for the fee waiver code. The flash sale starts now. Okay, how do we pin you? So you can reach out to me on this WD2023 Arts Festival at Gmail. So you can go ahead and reach out to me there. Yeah, so for Tyrone, who came in late on music submissions, if you're interested in submitting for a live performance, you can submit even a phone recording of you on stage. You can do a music video, any sort of video recording where we see your performance capabilities. Or if you have a fully produced music video, we will consider that also. You just need to upload that as if it were a short film. That make sense? So the fee waiver is it on, is this the last page, Gretchen? I believe maybe we
Yes.
skipped it. We have the,
So for the fee waiver, you would just log on to the Film Freeway website, Lisa? Is that correct?
yeah, and you do need a code, and I put it in one of the slides. So let me go back and find out exactly what, because I know we have two different codes.
We can share
If you
the code with you all via email as well after the webinar.
Yeah, okay.
I also see a question from Odette on will there be films by persons with diverse abilities? Do you want to respond to that, Lisa?
Yes, and hi Odette, thanks for joining. Yes, we're definitely going to include films covering all sorts of issues related to inclusivity and diversity. One of the judges that we announced today is a disability advocate. So she is going to help us judge the best of the fest. So yes, thank you for that question, but absolutely. The code for the fee waiver will launch on Monday at 10 a.m. and will run until the 50th code is used. So that's why it is really important for you to sign on and be ready at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard to submit your film with that code, because once the 50th one is given away, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Karma. The fee waiver is, we'll list it again in the code, or I'm sorry, in the chat. I'm not very good at multitasking, talking and chatting, so I apologize, but here we go.
So there are two codes that are being shared. There's one for the fee waiver that launches at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. And then there's also the flash sale that's 50% off the fees through March 15th. And that code is on the screen. So those are two discounted options to submit. And then Alejandra had a question on, are there awards for the films that win? So we do have awards. We don't have a cash prize awards for the best of the festival, but there will be awards given during the conference to the best of the fest. And there are a number of categories that you can that we will be sharing on our website as we get closer to the conference that the judges.
Yes, and we also do have some exciting presenters who will be presenting the awards that we're not announcing yet, but they're exciting. Let me just say that.
One more question I see in the Q&A about volunteering for the event. So in terms of the conference in general, we do have a number of volunteers, but we typically have volunteers from the local community. So having folks that are in Kigali be able to volunteer for the event. But I don't know, Lisa, if there's any other opportunities to volunteer with the festival.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm aware of. Not for this event, because I really take the process of curating very seriously. So I personally watch all of the entries from beginning to end. And so I don't really have a volunteer like team to do the initial weeding. And I'm not sure there's really anything else that I could use for. We can use your help, and you're welcome to help us promote the calls for submission. We'd appreciate anything like that. And you can also hit me up. Maybe if not for this event, there might be something else that I could engage with you. So just get in touch and we can discuss. But for Women Deliver, I don't think that there's really an opportunity.
Thanks, Lisa. A couple of questions that I can answer. One on how you can join the Women Deliver Young Leaders program. Love to see that interest. Please go to the Women Deliver website, womendeliver.org, and you can click on our Young Leaders program to learn more. We're not accepting applications at the moment. The current class, they actually wrap up at the conference. So please look out for later this year on more information about the new class of young leaders. Also, you can sign up for the Women Deliver webinar, or not webinar, newsletter, and you can stay up to date on various opportunities related to being involved with Women Deliver in general. Let's see, can I take virtually? Question on Zoom. I'm not exactly sure if you mean participate virtually or if the Arts and Film Festival will take place virtually. We are planning to showcase some of the work on the virtual conference platform as well. So you can also see the work and the films on the virtual platform. And then I think we'll take one more question here from Alejandra. And she's asking, our film is powering an impact campaign that aims to unleash the potential of girls and women in vulnerable situations, which means we're providing the film as a tool to organizations in the women in power movement. Where would we have space to share this part of our project?
So what I would say is for the actual festival where we're screening all the films, I would just mention it in your introduction. We're not really having spaces to do Q&As or anything, in that level. I don't know if there's still opportunities to submit for side events, Gretchen, or any other kind of sessions, but I think that may be a good space where you actually have time to kind of unpack what it is you're actually doing with the film. But the film festival may be, this is who we are, this is our film, it's connected to this campaign. I'm happy to tell you more after our screening. And then, like I said, during the actual conference, you should definitely go around and meet with others who are also doing similar work as you in the programmatic space and figure out how maybe to connect with them. But the festival is definitely, we know that there's a lot of great films or artwork that's attached to campaigns, but we're really there to showcase the artwork and then have you kind of, do your work to inform people about what kind of campaign you're doing. Outside of that, again, with postcards, brochures, anything you have that you can explain, you are welcome to hand those out at the beginning of the 30 minutes screening slot that we have. But I would say that's the best answer I could give for that sort of question.
Yeah, and we are always on the lookout for if other organizers, side event organizers or concurrent organizers reach out and ask, is there a potential speaker or somebody that might be interested in participating in our session on X topic or with this sort of knowledge, etc. And a lot of them are looking for creatives and artists to also participate. So we're happy to make those connections as they come up. And then another question from Alyssa on if there's a discount if your art is accepted to participate in the conference. We do offer a discounted registration price, and we would also share a code for that if your work is accepted. So we will follow up with that in April after you receive notification. If a film is accepted, will the festival let us know if it's in person or screening or virtual? Yes, we'll let you know about both of those opportunities. And if there's any limitations you have where it can't be shown in one place versus the other on the virtual versus in person, Lisa can work with you on that as well.
Excellent. Well, just as the curator, I'm just super excited to see what you all have. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have regarding submissions, but I really do hope that you get your artwork. There's even time to make new artwork. If you haven't made something you think would be, suitable for Women Deliver, there is time. The last deadline is April 1st. So really excited to see what you all have to offer, to submit. And yeah, I'm excited to see. I know some of the artists who are in this group, so thank you for joining. And I'm excited to learn more about the new ones who I don't know.
Great. Thank you all. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. We will share after some of these codes and other information, so you can look out in your email for that. And we'll also have the recording available if you joined late or want to share with other folks who weren't able to join. So with that, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.